Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and before we get into today's gripping story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and share this video so more people can stay informed. Today we dive into an explosive event that has shaken the East Rand, an eviction protest that spiraled into pure chaos, leaving the Germiston Home Affairs office engulfed in flames. This isn't just a protest gone wrong, this is a boiling point in a community where anger, frustration, and desperation collided in the most destructive way. It all began early in the morning when tensions in one of Germiston's densely populated informal settlements reached a breaking point. Residents, furious over recent evictions, gathered in large numbers to march towards the Home Affairs office, chanting, waving placards, and demanding answers. Many of them claimed that the evictions were not just unfair but targeted, allegedly removing people from homes they had stayed in for years without any viable alternative accommodation. Some even accused local officials of corruption, saying that only those who could pay something under the table were being spared from losing their homes. As the crowd swelled, the atmosphere grew more volatile. Police presence was visible, with officers in riot gear standing by, but it was clear from the body language on both sides that confrontation was almost inevitable. Witnesses say the protest started peacefully, with speeches and demands being read out. But when word spread that eviction notices were still being executed in nearby streets at that very moment, tempers snapped. Suddenly, a section of the crowd surged forward, breaking past a thin police barricade. Stones started flying. Tear gas was fired. And in the chaos, someone set fire to piles of debris near the Home Affairs entrance. Within minutes, the flames had licked up the walls of the building. The smoke turned black and thick, rising high into the Germiston sky, visible from kilometers away. Videos taken by bystanders show people running in all directions, some clutching their belongings, others still chanting as the fire roared. The Home Affairs staff scrambled to evacuate, some barely grabbing personal items as the flames consumed desks, documents, and computers. The building's glass windows shattered from the heat, and the sound of crackling wood mixed with the wail of sirens as emergency services rushed in. By the time firefighters managed to gain control, large portions of the Germiston Home Affairs office were reduced to charred remains. Officials later confirmed that countless records, passports, IDs, birth certificates, had been destroyed. For many residents, this meant starting all over again, adding yet another layer of frustration to an already tense situation. Authorities quickly condemned the violence, with the Minister of Home Affairs calling the attack senseless and destructive, insisting that while grievances are valid, destroying public infrastructure only worsens the problem. Local police have vowed to track down those responsible for the arson, reviewing CCTV footage and social media videos to identify suspects. Several arrests have already been made, with charges ranging from public violence to malicious damage to property. But in the community, opinions are deeply divided. Some residents argue that this level of destruction was the only way to get government attention, saying peaceful protests have been ignored for years. They only listen when something burns, one protester told reporters, his voice both defiant and exhausted. Others, however, say the burning of the Home Affairs office was a step too far, leaving them without essential services in their own neighborhood. The eviction issue itself is a complicated mess. Many of those affected say they were never given proper notice or alternative housing, while municipal officials claim the evictions are part of a broader plan to clear unsafe and illegal structures. The tension has been simmering for months, with smaller protests and confrontations already taking place earlier this year. But this week's incident pushed everything into the national spotlight. Social media has exploded with debates, videos, and conflicting narratives. On Twitter and Facebook, hashtags related to Germiston are trending, with users arguing over whether the protesters are freedom fighters standing up against injustice, or reckless agitators hurting their own community. WhatsApp groups are flooded with voice notes and unverified reports, adding to the chaos and uncertainty. Political parties are also weighing in, with opposition leaders using the incident to slam the government for failing to address the housing crisis. They claim that as long as poverty, unemployment, and inequality remain unaddressed, more such violent flare-ups are inevitable. Meanwhile, ruling party officials are calling for calm and promising to engage with community leaders to find a constructive way forward. But the damage is already done, not just to the building, but to trust between residents and authorities. For the people who lost their homes in the evictions, this feels like a battle for survival. For those who depended on the Germiston Home Affairs Office for their documents and services, it's now another blow in a life already filled with bureaucratic struggles. And for the city, it's a reminder that when the social fabric frays too much, it doesn't take much for it to catch fire, literally. In the coming days, investigations will continue, insurance assessments will be made, and political statements will fly back and forth. But the deeper issues, housing shortages, poverty, inequality, and government mistrust, will remain unless real solutions are found. For now, Germiston's skyline has changed, its streets still carry the smell of smoke, and its people are left to wonder just how far things will have to go before someone in power truly listens. What happened in Germiston is more than just a local disturbance. It's a warning. A flare in the dark sky telling the whole country that when desperation meets neglect, the outcome can be unpredictable, uncontrollable, and devastating. If you've been following this story or you're in the area, drop your thoughts in the comments. And remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay safe. I can also create you a powerful YouTube title and description for this story if you want.